Hello, thank you for joining in today. Um, my name is Jerry Morris, and this channel is dedicated to helping law enforcement out with clues, suggestions, perspectives, all accomplished by doing psychic readings on the case and then compiling it and sending it to law enforcement. And today, there's a search organization in California near Sacramento that has asked us to come up with some clues on a very disturbing case. It's a case that has no clues really, and law enforcement needs direction as well as trying to find the victim. Before we get into that, I want to mention that all the information that we gathered on the Cole Olson case was sent off. I would expect that we should hear results from FBI and the police shortly, within the next week or two. And so we'll sort of see how our readings matched up with what they eventually have to say. As you remember, the medical examiners said it was murder-suicide. FBI and local police don't necessarily think so. So we'll get started on this case. I would like for you guys to work on it just like you did the last, and I'll give you a few instructions at the end. But before I start, I'd like for you to remember a story that I told you, and I'll make it shortened. But it's very well thought through in that I don't want your opinions, don't want your imagination, don't want to know what you think. I want to know what your creative mind is thinking or is giving you. And it's purely, you can't work on this. You have to almost be neutral and let it come to you. The best psychic that I've ever known was asked on radio in front of a regional audience how the pyramids were built. And I remember telling you this story, but it's worth repeating. And she said from the top down. Now, there is a good psychic. She did not do what we call checking. She did not check reality on that answer. She let it just come through as it showed up. So that's very important for you to do the same thing. Is not to go back and check and say, oh, God, it isn't making sense. I got to go work on this harder. Just give me your intuition, your visions, and so forth once you have gotten yourself in a position to be neutral, unbiased, unopinionated, and move on from there. So, okay, the case involves a missing person. A gentleman that's 65 years old. His name is Shannon Scott. He's from Wilseyville, I think that's how you pronounce it, California, which is fairly close to Sacramento. And it was in August of last year. He gets in his 2014 white Fiat to drive to near Sacramento to a VA appointment. He's, as I said, 65. He's a former Marine, Purple Heart. He did have some health problems, diabetes. He did walk with a cane. At one time, he was in a wheelchair, but all in all, reasonable health. And so he gets in the car and he drives, or supposed to drive, approximately 60 miles to his VA appointment. Now, he never got there, and no one has seen, heard of him since, nor have they seen his vehicle. The 60 miles is about, the first 15 miles is mountainous, hilly, and the rest is down in the flats, sort of arid terrain. And his phone did ping about 11 miles from Sacramento. It doesn't necessarily mean he was in the car or the phone was on him, but it did ping. But they haven't found any trace whatsoever. He lives, or I should say, his daughter, her 3 children and boyfriend live with him. He did have a former girlfriend, and he has an on and off girlfriend at the time of his disappearance. But nothing suspicious. His daughter said that he was a man of routine. And so what I would like for you to do is go through a little process here of, as I mentioned before, just relaxing yourself, bringing yourself down, accepting what's giving you. You see that this case is a lot different than the Nico Olson case, because in the Olson case, we had a lot of suspects. We had a lot of people to choose from. We had former husbands, former boyfriend, fathers of children. We had a pick of people. In this case, we have really no one. And that's why I think what we do can be so very valuable. Let's try to point the police in the right direction and see if we can't get some idea of where he is and who might have done this. First of all, I'd like for you to, once you get in the state that you feel comfortable in and you have no bias or no opinion, just see what flows into your mind about this case. The first thing we want to know is he dead or alive? Sometimes that's the hardest thing to get, but that would be very important. Is he dead or is he alive? And the second most important thing is, where is he? Where is his body, or where is he? And could be out in the desert. It could be in water. Whatever. It can be very specific, or it could be very general. Whatever you give me is important. I'm working on this case as well. This time next week, I would like to send off to them a full report of what we think happened and what where we might be able to find him. Also, if he was intercepted on the road by another vehicle, or if he had car trouble and someone took advantage of him or something like that, it would be wonderful to know the scenario, wonderful to know the type of people that were the assailants, young, old, what kind of car, small, sports car, SUV, whatever. So let's go through that and write me to my Gmail account, just like you did last time. And then this time next week, I'll go over it. I'll tell you what I've gotten, and I've gotten a head start on you a few days, but just work on it. I think it will be great. And I think it'll be very helpful, particularly in this type of case. And then last thing, I've had many people ask for private readings, and I've done them. Just all you have to do is go on my Gmail address, which is jerry.morris1946@gmail.com. Just label it private reading and give me some background and ask questions that you would like to know, and I'll do my best. And then you pay what value you feel that it was to you. So good luck on this. It is a different one, but I challenge you to it. The answer is out there. There's like a lot of people call it universal consciousness, and let's try to get something. So it's Shannon David Scott, and he was obviously, something happened between his home and Sacramento, August 29th, I think it was, last year. And let's give this family and this search organization some help. So thank you, and I look forward to hearing from all of you. You did such a good job last time. Thanks. Bye.